This is LA's first.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome to the Dr. Erin Show. We're all about manifestation, transformation, and breakthroughs. It's time to claim your birthright of prosperity, vitality, and love. So grab your tea or coffee because together we're awakening the world. May you live your truth. Do you feel overwhelmed? Maybe you're just confused. Maybe you're just like fed up with everything. Today, I'm going to break on down how to overcome the feeling of being overwhelmed. Let's break this on down. Welcome to the Dr. Erin Show. We come together to know the truth, live on spiritual principle, and align with universal law. We truly know that when somebody awakens, they have a gift and message to bring to the world, and together we're awakening the world. And let's just get this straight, that when somebody truly awakens, they absolutely become a leader. It's impossible not to. Whether you are having a love for spirituality and want to actually create it into a career, or whether you're doing your deep, deep work to become your own number one, coach, to become the leader that you've always desired to be for your friends and family. I am committed on this podcast to help you turn your love for spirituality into a career, and also bring you all of the best coaching tips, spiritual advice, trauma healing, and universal law lessons. We are all about transformation, breakthroughs, and quantum leaps. So let's break this on down, how to overcome the feeling of being overwhelmed. This is one of the biggest things. I know for me, years back when I was really beginning to do all my spiritual work. And before that, I was always overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed with decisions. I was overwhelmed with my relationships. I was overwhelmed with too many, bills to pay. I was overwhelmed with every day. What should I do? I was overwhelmed with everything. I don't think I was ever not overwhelmed, quite frankly. And so I wanted to break this down a little bit, because whether I'm coming into a breakthrough call with people and taking a look at where they're at and where they want to be, or whether I'm, sitting down with a friend at lunch, or whether I am dealing with people in the live coaching calls, being overwhelmed is one of the biggest things that people deal with. So let's break this on down. So I wanted to say that there's no small solution for being overwhelmed in the long term. We have a profound worksheet to break through being overwhelmed, and it clearly helps people get committed. But this is the deal. I'm going to get a little bit more real here with you. How bad do you want it? How bad do you really actually want to not deal with being overwhelmed all the time? On a rate, I want you to rate it from a 1 being, you know what, I'm not really that committed. I kind of like being overwhelmed and I'm kind of committed to the drama in my life, to a 10, like I'm fed up. I'm done being overwhelmed and having this be a vicious cycle in my life and the insanity of always being overwhelmed. So there's really only one way to not be overwhelmed. And it's our core teaching in our profound programs, and it is embodiment. Okay. We help people really end being overwhelmed, because the opposite of being overwhelmed is having clarity, and clarity equals power. And to become somebody who's truly powerful, you're already all powerful. You just have inverted the use of power through all the limited beliefs in the soul level. Okay. So it's not like you become powerful. You're always powerful. You're powerful now, and you will always be powerful. Okay. It's just that we have an inverted use of power, and we have all the limited beliefs that basically distorts the power through the subconscious mind, through the soul, and outpictures in our life as drama, as chaos, as being overwhelmed. But the truth is, so how do you become powerful? That same energy that's fragmenting out as being overwhelmed basically means it's energy particles going in all direction. And therefore your energy is dispersed all over the place, which ends in things like having anxiety, being overwhelmed, being confused, all those things. That's outpicturing of perfect outpicturing. To make that into alignment with universal law, right, is really coming into alignment with clarity, with all these things. And how do we do that? We do that, of course, via E4 trauma method, and by really clearing out your soul, your subconscious mind, clearing out all the energetics on the epigenetics to have you come to your soul's calling, which is really, you're here to complete the lineage energetics for you. So say, for example, you came from slavery. Say you came from a lot of addiction. Say you came from being totally disempowered in your lineage. All the women were very disempowered. Whatever that lineage is, you're here to complete that cycle. Whether you dealt with abuse or whether you just dealt with being in narcissistic relationships, codependent relationships, it doesn't matter, whether it be different ailments or diseases you've dealt with through your lineage, you're here to complete those cycles. So clarity comes with that deep, 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 profound work. And people want total clarity, not to be overwhelmed in 3 sessions, right? These are lifetimes of energetics we're dealing with, that we need to dive deep into this work. So what happens when I am sitting down with somebody, in say a breakthrough call, typical in one of our enrollment calls or something, like, well, I'm trying to figure out, what my purpose is. And I'm trying to figure out, should I be in this relationship or not? Or, what, I don't know. Like sometimes I feel good. Should I live in this one area? Should I not live in this one? All of a sudden they bring in everything, all of their problems. I'm sure you've dealt with this with girlfriends. They go from one point to the next point to the next point, and all of a sudden their head's swirling, your head's swirling. You're like, oh my gosh, like how do you even deal with this? Because there's so many problems. Should I live in this one town? Should I move? Should I stay in this one relationship? Should I not? Is this my calling, or should I do this? Well, I could do this instead. Should I stay in this work? Should I stay in this job? Should I stay in my corporate job? Should I leave? Should I get a different demographic? Now I'm coaching. Should I coach women? Should I coach men? Right? It begins to get all this confusion, and it mounds up exponentially. And the truth is this: until you know how to master your mind, you will always be confused. I'm going to say it again. Until you've learned how to master your mind, you will always be the effect of being overwhelmed. This is not a little feat. This is not a pill that you get to take. This is not a 5-week course that's going to change your entire life and you're never going to be overwhelmed again. Master your mind, master your life. Transform your trauma, transform your life. This is no little thing. I'm not ever going to be one of those coaches that's going to say, in 6 weeks, you can make 7 figures and all your problems will be solved because you're just going to make enough money and everything's going to be great. Okay. I would be lying to you, and you should run for the hills if you ever see an ad like that. This is what I know for sure. There is no shortcut. But what I know for sure also, after developing and training so many people across the globe, right? We have accredited coaching programs that are profound. We have spiritual practitioner programs that are profound, okay? These are 2-year-long programs of intensive training for you to clear out your trauma, reprogram your subconscious mind, birth your purpose, and yes, master your mind. So this is what it is. This is what a true practitioner is. A practitioner is somebody who not only knows the truth, they live the truth. So, you can sit across from the table from somebody, your girlfriend, or you can sit in a breakthrough call, and you can take all this energetics and it's swirling around. We all know those times where you're like giving advice to your girlfriends and you're analyzing, wow, should I stay in this relationship? Man, they're such a jerk. Oh my gosh, you can't believe what he did. Or he just doesn't want to commit, or all these victim mentality. I'm telling you, we live in a culture of victims. And I'm going to say that in the nicest way. We are in a culture of victims. They're a victim of this, a victim of the politics, a victim of the financial system, a victim of their ex, a victim of their parents, a victim of everything. When we fully step into our power and do our deep, deep, deep work, we realize that the universe is working for us, that every breakdown is the opportunity for a spiritual leader to rise. Spiritual leaders focus on what they are committed to creating. They don't focus on all the problems, they focus on the solution. And it's the same thing when we're sitting, going around and around in our mind. Should I do this? Should I do that? Spirit doesn't create from the effects of the world. Spirit, your true self, creates from nothing. It creates from a decision in mind. And if you're confused of what you should do, it means you're looking to the world. We call it the original sin, is placing our power and looking to seek something out there in the world. You will never, ever know your true power until you go so deep within through all the processes, E4 trauma method, and go so deep in your spiritual practice, go so deep into your meditation practice that you know nothing of this world, that you realize you're not of this world. You're in this world, but you're not of this world. You are source. And when you master your mind, you will master your life. When you want to truly no longer be overwhelmed, there's only one way. It's to go within and get so clear of what you're truly committed to. And that's one of the worksheets that we work through inside of the coaching program and the self-coaching program as well. That you need to know how to switch the energetics. When you're overwhelmed, that is like if you're in a vehicle, okay, say you're in a car and all of a sudden the lights flash on the dashboard, something's wrong, you need to be taken in there, the engine, something's wrong with the engine. That is the energy and the emotions coming up saying, take me back in to get serviced. When you're overwhelmed, that means you need to go into a process, deep into process to transmute and transform those emotions. Those emotions are trying to birth your truth. They're telling you something. And what happens instead is people have emotions and they analyze the emotions. They try and figure out the emotions from a logical standpoint. They justify the emotions. They suppress the emotions, or they react to the emotions instead of actually going into the emotion, into the somatics, into the deep subconscious work, into the processes that we teach inside of New Thought Global and Society in our coaching programs, into the practitioner program, every program teaches how to deal with being overwhelmed and what it really truly takes. And even with these worksheets, yes, these worksheets, this one worksheet will help you have a profound liberation from that one upset. But if you want to really deal with and end being overwhelmed and upset and confused, you've got to do the deep work, the deep trauma work, the deep to birth your truth, to birth that true purpose, to know that without a shadow of a doubt, you know what you're committed to. Okay. So in this, what is the answer to being overwhelmed? There's only one answer, and it's to master your mind. Master your mind, master your life. The truth is you are the one divine mind. The mind, it's a mental universe. You, my dear, are the same source and force that created this entire universe. You are not the mini mind. There is a mini mind that is the use of the mind. And this one mind is limited with your limited identity, your limited beliefs and all that. So you're limited with your limited mind. You've got to do all your work on your mind to expand it to the one divine mind, the one I am mind. And remember who you are. You're pure potential. And when you remember that, and that is married with what you're truly committed to, and you call in the vision of your life, your true purpose and calling, you are unstoppable. Every overwhelm is the opportunity to get recommitted and re-clear of the deep, profound emergence and merging with the union, the yoga of the self. And we come back home every day. That's why we call it a daily spiritual practice. That all work, our framework is the truth triangle. And it's based for all E4 trauma method. It's based in all the work to get clear of your core work, your core commitments, dealing with all that, getting boundaries, doing all your core work. And it's also based and has to be sustained through a daily spiritual practice. And in this, I know profound clarity every single day for the rest of your life. I know without a shadow of a doubt that you absolutely can go through life knowing exactly what the best choice is for you, the best decision in everything, because you've done your core work. You know what your core values are. You know exactly what your truth is in your relationships, in your money, in career, in your vitality, and in your expression. You know without a shadow of a doubt. And therefore, anything that comes across the board, you know exactly what the answer is perfectly for you, for your highest good, and for the chaos to be done, for harmony to prevail in your life, for you to live your truth. And I just say yes. I say yes of really knowing how to end confusion, in being overwhelmed, in being upset, so you can powerfully live your highest expression. And so in this, I say yes to you. I invite you to come join our community, to actually take bold action in your life, to say yes, even when you don't know how, even though you don't have all the information, even though you may not have all the finances all in order, that you radically say yes, you're doing your deep work. And I can honestly say that I believe that we have the best technology, metaphysics, being able to clear out the soul so you can truly birth your highest version. So you can find some notes below with all the links into our website, and I'm just super excited to dive deep with you. You can come on one of our breakthrough calls, learning more and discovering more as well. Okay, have a beautiful, blessed day, and may you live your truth.